about these products, a lot of different organizations get involved, right, in some form or another. I already talked about UL Underwriters Laboratory. They're the kind of certification organization. Obviously, IBC, International Building Code, that's driving a lot of these requirements in the first place, dictating rated construction and what type of product you need if you do have an HVAC penetration. And then NFPA also does get involved with kind of the post-installation and periodic inspection. But ultimately, all of these things come together, and anyone involved with these products needs to make sure that we are meeting these three elements once we are getting these products in the field. So, you need to pick the correct product for the correct barrier, right? You need to have some type of a rating, fire rating, smoke rating, whatever it is, understand what the barrier is and what type of product is required. If you need a fire damper, smoke damper, both, right? It has to be a listed product. So that's number two. It's got to be a UL certified product. So that is another requirement of the International Building Code, in fact. And then none of that does you any good unless you are installing per the manufacturer's ULA approved installation instructions. So, you pick the right product for the right barrier. It's a UL product, but someone installs it however they want. We don't know if that installation method is approved necessarily unless we are sure that they are following a manufacturer's installation method or approved alternative. So there are other possibilities as well for installing these products, but it does need to be a UL approved document that has been adhered to. These are really just reference slides here. International Building Code, if you are curious, section 717 is where the kind of damper portion is called out there, and ducts and air transfer openings, and really defines a type of product for each kind of category of construction. So this slide here is really my favorite one for a reference slide. So I always like to include this one. If you want to take a screenshot or something, you're more than welcome to. But of course, if International Building Code, you have access there, section 717.5, you will find all of this information in there, dictating what type of product you need for what type of construction. So NFPA, I'll talk a little bit more about this later. Here's just kind of list of standards that touch on dampers as far as NFPA goes. You notice this is fire doors, but dampers are also included in these standards as well. Not going to spend too much time on here right now. UL test standards, you can see there we have a separate one for fire, smoke, and ceiling radiation dampers. And then UL also does do something called a follow-up service program, essentially a factory inspection, making sure that we are building the products the same way that they are approved and were qualified when they were tested. So that's certainly a very important aspect. If we want to make any changes to our products, to our components of our products, to our materials, we'll have to, run that through Underwriters Laboratory and make sure that it is an approved change, or maybe we have to retest something. So